Well, we were talking about your mate Jack, who's your best mate.
Oh, he's the best.
There we go.
We were at Electric Picnic and Jack decided he was in the band.
Oh, really?
he was like, I'm part of this, because he basically is.
Yeah.
And he jumped up onto the stage during a song we all do a dance in.
Yeah.
And he slipped and cracked his head open on a
Shouldn't
metal
be laughing.
thing. Oh, it was hilarious, because his I don't know where it was, but massive gash in his head, blood everywhere. Jumps up, starts dancing away anyway. So then at Body and Soul next year, we got an email from Body and Soul and said, we remember that the drummer slipped and split his head open at the gig at Electric Picnic, which didn't happen. And so if we see anyone climbing on anything, we're pulling the plug straight away. And me and Brian have this thing of when we get to a venue, we find what we can climb on. Because, you know...
Because you know. What do you mean? Because you know.
There's things there to
where does it exist that you can kind of like qualify? Because you know, climbing, like that's not a thing. Like,
as a kid, you're gonna climb trees, and then you grow out of that for some reason.
Yeah.
Why? Because you're told, oh, you can climb on things. But why not? Like, it's there.
Okay,
it wants to be
right.
climbed on.
Sure, it wants to be climbed on. Man, that there's begging for a climb. I tell you what.
That's what we say though.
Yeah.
Brian comes in, he's like, look at that, that's looking to be climbed on. So we climb on things, and we had planned the Body and Soul stage at Body and Soul.
Yeah.
We knew how to climb that stage because we'd seen it a few times.
Yeah.
And my plan was to get up and make my way to the centre of the stage, and Brian was going to get up on the roof or something.
Sure.
But after that, we were like, God, people are copping onto us. And I climb. And once in the Button Factory, I got up on top of a speaker and was jumping around on it, and apparently the house engineer started giving out to our sound engineer James about it, and James was like, I can't do anything. He's like, he's
on stage. He's
so
all the way over there.
He got all the shit for it, and I got nothing.
That's grand.
Yeah, so I was okay with that. But yeah,
bless you,
you
James.
gotta climb. Oh, James Feeney is the man.
Is he? He's the house engineer.
Feeney.
James Feeney. Oh no, yeah.
Sorry, I was like,
Is James the workman's?
Yeah.
James.
Probably the best. He's our front of house. He's probably the best sound engineer ever.
I'm
He's insane.
I'm a big fan of James's.
He's
I have to stress that.
He has synesthesia, and we were in.
Amazing. I don't know if it is amazing for someone with synesthesia, but
call him DJ Feeney, like.
DJ Feeney.
Feeney.
Oh, he's the best.
Yeah.
But we fire him regularly as well.
Yeah.
That's what all the bands do, because it's great.
sound.
You're fired.
But he has synesthesia, and we decided to give him an intervention, which consisted of us screaming intervention at him and shaking him, and he said it was the most terrifying thing he's ever happened, because he just saw red everywhere, just flying at his face while there was 5 Meltybrains lads shouting at him.
That's possibly the least sound thing.
We got it. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Everyone should watch that show.
I agree with that. I think it's.
That's where we got it.
I think it's absolute genius. Like,
What?
Do they play drums in it?
Danny DeVito plays drums in one of the episodes.
wait, when?
The band, it's the Nightman. No, it's not the Nightman Cometh. The gang starts a band. What's it? The gang. It's the one anyway where.
Nightman Cometh is incredible.
Oh, it's amazing. What a show. That's
Anyway.
it. Our biggest influence in Meltybrains is It's Always Sunny.
Really?
If
Yeah?
someone says, what's your biggest influence, that's generally our answer.
Okay, right. So making a serious point from that, I
Okay.
think the idea that influence can be more than just music.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of what a band makes together as a group of people, I think that's not recognised enough. I think
you're right, actually.
influence can come from anything. It can come from the noise of a bus braking and the brake squeal or whatever. It can
Even
come
a
from,
meal you had that day.
Yeah. But for me, generally speaking, yes, I'm sure. For me, generally speaking, it's always a sound thing. It's always a specific desire to recreate a sound that maybe has ingrained itself in my consciousness somehow. Like there's a great TED talk with a guy called Clayton Cameron, who is known as the king of brushes. He played drums for Tony Bennett for a long time. Like Tony Bennett, the old crooner.
Yeah.
But he is this incredible drummer. Just the most beautiful attitude. But so when he was talking about in this TED talk, I don't want to say it all because I think people should just go and watch this thing. It woke me up.
This is as good as a TED Talk, really, what we're doing here.
Definitely.
As informative, as enlightening.
Yeah, as life-changing.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you think back however long ago we started talking, how different your life is now.
Yeah.
If you've even made it this far.
Big if there. This TED Talk anyway is Clayton Cameron describing the things that influenced him in terms of what he wanted to do as a drummer. And what he was saying was it was all about the tap music, the kind of the show from back in the day would have been, you know, you'd have your Fred Astaire's and all of these dancers who would kind of, you know, have this incredible sort of rhythmic dexterity. But through their feet with tap, like like Kev Curran, for instance.
Oh, I'm watching Kev Curran's
Kev is insane at the tap dancing thing, and it plays into the way he plays drums.
When he plays the snare drum, and then he dances, you're like, they're one and the same.
Yeah, they're totally kind of linked and intrinsically kind of inseparable or whatever. But specifically, it's. The Clayton Cameron thing was all about him trying to recreate certain styles of dancing or movement or whatever with brushes on a snare drum, and he's doing this while explaining to the audience. And then there's the washing machine and the specific manner in which it kind of had a lumpiness or whatever.
Oh, it's so
there's
cool.
a train, like trying to recreate the sound of the passing trains with brushes on a snare. It's just that sort of thing where you can create out of, you know, influence comes in any form, anywhere. I don't think there's any control over it, just happens on you. You know what I mean?
You're right.
And it's sounds, generally speaking, kind of like, I just love trying to figure out a way of recreating something. It's not something that I ever use in music though, it's just some sort of morbid fascination with the idea of trying to, like, you know, represent this truck that, you know, a garbage truck, you know what I mean? Like the noise it makes when it compacts.
You'd be deadly, you know that, I don't know what the name for the job is, but
Foley.
Is that it?
I was only talking about this to someone the other day and how fascinated I am with the whole thing.
It's because they never use what it is as the sound. It's
No.
it?
There's again great footage of the kind of traditional, the horse hooves and stuff like that. There's a couple of really amazing videos on YouTube where people are doing all that Foley work. Like,
it's class.
Apparently they do that in like 5 days. So for a full-length film, they do 5 days of Foley work for the whole film, and every single sound that you hear. So every single sort of like car opening or car door opening, closing, keys rustling in pockets, footsteps, like the rustle of a jacket being, you know, moved while you're walking, everything is done. So a Foley artist has to go over a scene so many times, just getting trying to establish, like, in their heads exactly what noises are going to be coming from this specific scenario.
That's crazy.
And then every single noise has to be covered. Like, it's the most amazing job. Or amazing skill, I should say.
I think that then, like, if you want to take that into a musical way, or like if you take electronic music, like especially Ben and Brian, they're in Meltybrains, are obsessed with electronic music.
Of course.
And that means then I started listening to it, and it was the same thing, that I'd hear all these electronic sounds. I'm like, how do I do that with a drum kit?
Yeah.
And it's that, like, you have to take stuff from other places, because drums have been around for so long. It's time to start figuring. Well, and people are doing this as well. So, like Jojo Mayer, he started figuring out how to make sounds that weren't on a drum kit.
Yeah.
It's just so cool.
Yeah, it was like he played a part in the development of the hoop crasher, that Sabian thing.
Oh,
so
you
can put that, you put that around the snare, for instance, and you've got basically a couple of entirely different textures then, just through this one thing on a snare. I was saying to someone else before, Ronan made the most amazing stack, which sounds like an 808 clap.
Oh,
which is absolutely mind-blowing. It's still there, It's like a, what is it, an ozone.
Is it that one?
Yeah.
It's like an ozone and a little China.
Yeah, it's a little mini China, 12-inch ozone.
It went up on Instagram, actually.
Did it go up on Instagram?
Follow us at Musicmaker Air.
Follow us at Musicmaker Era.
Yeah.
I'm social media illiterate, so...
no, you're not.
No, I like to socially mediate, but I'm just kind of like, I don't have a Twitter or an Instagram or anything like that, so I'm kind of like useless. That's the thing, is it?
Oh yeah, you're all over social media.
We'd like to experiment. Roe was recently asked to replicate as best he could an 808 hand clap. Here is what he came up with.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I didn't know that existed.
I pulled up a while ago.
Yeah, that's very cool. There you go.
There you go.
I didn't know that happened.
The one Nag Champa, in 7, the groove where the hi-hat before the dum, where it kicks in, where you're going, what's it go like? Hang on.
Okay.
Before that bit, the accent, like whatever you're doing on the hi-hats there is so damn cool. It's like there's an accent on like, I think it's like on a E or something, or it's the way your finger sticks.
I never...
Do you know the bit I'm talking about though?
I think so. I think I was just trying to follow Louis' guitar.
What's it called?
Is it Louis? I can't remember.
That's
It's so long. It's so long. That's probably... Yeah, it probably is as well.
But there's that bit, it's one of the stand-up bits where it's just like, what exactly is happening there? How is that? Because I've tried and I've sat there, slowed it down, so I'm like, but where is the bits coming in? And it's just, it's beautiful. That's one of the things about the drumming on those two albums is how beautiful, I think. Beautiful is the word to describe it, because it's just so, like, it's groovy and musical and all those things, but it seems to stand out a little bit more than that, in that there's a beauty to it. It's it really is.
Game changers, those albums.
Yeah, or the end of Carl Castle. Every night that we kick into that, it's just like, oh, here we go. I get to fucking pound on this bass drum.
It's I think that was kind of that was just like, here, I want to just not think for a while, just hit this for a bit, like.
It's so good. Yeah.
But like for a lot of that, it was all about just being able to. Bit of a sugar. I know, crank it. It means I don't have to talk about myself. Hang on.
It's a moment.
Oh, Thomas Hacker.
I would never listen to Meshuggah or that. Metal music was always something that was like, I don't know, it never made its way into my life.
I started with, the first thing I ever learned was Injustice for All. I had the Injustice for All drum tab at home. So it was Metallica's Injustice for All was the first thing that I ever kind of sat down with. But I don't think I ever followed it, absolutely amazing, like. I was only saying, when I was chatting to Lango as well, like how Lords Over It gets just such a bad rap.
If there's a drummer who gets like harder time than him, I don't want to meet him.
No.
How bad could it be for them?
There absolutely is not any individual in the world.
Did you hear
of
that
music.
thing where someone took the snare sound off St. Anger and put it into Master of Puppets? Oh, it's just, it really amplifies how bad that snare drum is.
But again, bad is subjective. It
is, but
like,
I'm gonna put my foot down and say that is bad.
There was someone.
People are still talking about that album.
Yeah. There was a great moment when I went on adverts.ie and searched for a snare drum. I was just perusing randomly, and someone had put up what they described as the original St. Anger snare. Or was it adverts or was it eBay? The original St. Anger snare drum. And it was just a photograph of a beer keg. It's like, available for a limited time only. Must collect, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, yeah.
No, we got to get back to Enemies drumming though.
Oh, we don't. We really don't. No.
Love Unlimited as well. You know, the badu, 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 badu. And then
oh, God.
That took so long to get, because I was always going...
That took so long for you.
Yeah, I think I told you this as well.
We were in a studio for a full day trying to figure that out, I think.
But then, you know the way it goes... and the guitar line is off, and then it comes on, and then you do a fill which is off. It's just like, what were they thinking when they wrote all that? And then it lands back.
I think the point was that there wasn't any thought process.
That makes sense.
No, but genuinely there was kind of like, I think I was trying to not think as much as possible, because it would end up just being this very protracted, drawn-out process of having to try and rearrange certain things to fit within a framework or whatever. So it was just, all right, that's that part there. Let's try and work with that. Let's try and not make it like, because the guys would write some very weird. I remember there was one point where Owen had written this random riff, which was in like 19.8. I think I had managed to count it, but there wasn't, there wasn't any sort of count on his part. Like,
they just like fired it out.
It was just
watching them be like,
yeah. But there isn't any sort of concept of a specific bar structure or a melodic structure, which in its way is just the most amazing thing.
There was a night watching Mark write a bass line, and it goes 6-3 6-6-6. Oh no 6-5 6-6-6 6-3, I think. And I sat there for so long trying to count it, just like, how are you doing that? And he's like, I don't know, I'm just playing it. Yeah. And it's like watching magic happen.
It was. I found it so much easier.
Guitar players and bass players tend to never count.
No, but
it's
like,
just kind of, it flows in a different way. And
it's amazing.
Time,
yeah. I think I always just used to try and find. I try and count as little as possible, but for the fact that. would, you know, you'd want to try and represent it as musically as possible. And I'd find that I would end up kind of falling in certain places if I gave myself a strict count, which I would find that I just end up repeating myself a little bit. So instead of that, I would just try and sing the melody. I'd try and latch onto the melody. And if I was trying to come up with something, I'd literally just be singing the melody rather than trying to establish that, you know, this grouping is a group of 7 and then this one is 11 and then this one is 9 or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
It made more sense to me just to try and actually sing it than try and kind of, you know, break it down to a specific sort of time signature or whatever it was. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that was intense. I remember that one specifically, Love Unlimited, being just difficult in terms of trying to establish exactly what was going on, where people were falling, because it was so off.
That way, Owen's little riff there, as you hear it against the hi-hat, and you're like, what's happening? Oh, there it is. And then it has the classic. This is Oisín. This is the classic Oisín riff on the drums. I like the amount.
Is that? Do I do that?
Well, I'm gonna say all the time, but it's definitely not all the time.
It's not all the time.
Like Rob Reed starts off with a platoon, 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 platoon.
Yeah.
And then Love Unlimited has a platoon, platoon, and it's like your little.
You're giving away all my
motif.
secrets now. Like.
How'd it be like
It's all my stuff.
Flam boom, flam boom, flam boom.
Flam rest. Flam tap, flam tap. Flam rest. Yeah, that's me in a
And that's
nutshell.
why it's beginner stuff, really.
Yeah.
It's rounded all off. Enemies is.
It's just so easy. It's so simple. No, yeah, it is. It's dead easy. Yeah. What is it?
Jesus.
1 o'clock.
10 to 1, yeah.
10 to. Okay, shit.
How
yeah.
are we talking? Well, that wasn't that way.
That wasn't planned.
Not at all.
I played the drums initially because I wanted to look cool.
Really?
That was it. That was my prime motivation for playing drums initially. Was I wanted to look. There was a photograph of my older brother at the house, and he was playing this Premier kit, and he just looked like the coolest man in the world. And when I was younger, that's like I used to see this photograph, and I just thought, I want to look as cool as that. Maybe I need to play drums to do that.
That's most people take up smoking to look cool. If you take up drums, I
To
can
look
get behind
cool.
that.
Yeah. It's slightly
it's
less hazardous. Slightly less hazardous for you. Well, I would say.
Yeah, it would have been, but
Yeah.
no, like I'm always hurting myself.
One would
with
expect
drums.
that it's slightly less hazardous than smoking. Yeah,
You're not going to slit your wrist,
you know.
smoking.
It is and it isn't. We have to wrap this up.
So there you
Sorry. We've covered all the basics, all the sort of things and stuff like that. We've talked a lot of nonsense.
It's more about the nonsense.
We've managed to make each other feel very uncomfortable at various points in time. I think we've kind of touched on all the bases, haven't we? Really? Yeah.
Then else.
It's another.
So what I've been
production.
thinking, one last thing, and I've been waiting for this moment to do it. So I'm going to leave Meltybrains, and I think Oisín, you should take over from Meltybrains.
What are you talking?
And there we go.
Are you actually?
No.
No.
I
Yeah.
don't think I could ever leave that band. I think I'd go insane.
Yeah.
That'd be very funny though if we just swapped
You see,
places.
I'm not great with heights, so I think like there'd be a significant
climbing.
Yeah, and I'm a terrible dancer as well. So the idea that Meltybrains would replace someone who first likes to climb and second of all can like dance
That's
around.
not true
loads.
about the dancing, though, by the way.
I'm not like that.
He's got a mean pop lock.
That's absolute nonsense. Take that back.
Put some mohawk on and you'll know.
Oh man. Yeah, mean pop lock.
Right, you're
yeah,
in there,
oh,
you're in.
yeah.
That's that.
No, I can stand on my hands, so I could bring that to the table.
That's okay, yeah, because what I'm learning at the moment is the handstand, because I want to handstand on my stool during gigs. And I can't do that, so you're the man for it. That couldn't have gone better. That couldn't be more.
Yeah,
right.
genius. I can run
You can
on.
handstand.
I can walk on my hands a little bit. There's obviously no way I'm doing it right now for you. It's on Snapchat, isn't it? Yeah.
Snapchat.
There's a Snapchat from yesterday there. Actually, yesterday I surprised myself because I haven't done it in a long time, and I was there like standing on my hands, and I was like, "Jeez, I'm still on my hands." I was up for ages, like.
That you have the job.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, in Meltybrains the criteria, like you don't have to be able to even sit behind a drum kit.
Again, prime motivating factor for being able to stand on my hands. I went to the Chili Peppers in Lansdowne Road years and years back, and Flea walked on stage on his hands. Like he just walked over to where he was meant to be on his hands the whole way. Like he was, topless, wearing a little, whatever pair of shorts.
Sock on his knob.
Sock on his knob or whatever. And just strolled over on his hands though. I saw it and I thought, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. There's a lot of coolest things I've ever seen, I think. But yeah, that was amazing anyway. I think we've pretty much covered everything. You like to play drums. You use Sabian cymbals, don't you? You're using a couple of Ozones.
Oh, I got a lovely one recently, an Aero Crash. It has about 100 holes in it.
You like the Aero Crash?
Oh, it's so like, because it's like there's no. This is my saying, there's no depth to it. It just goes.
Yeah, it's a very singular thing, isn't it?
Oh, it's gorgeous. I love it. But the bell is like a ride cymbal bell.
Yeah,
beautiful.
And you're using. I think I pushed some Vader sticks on you, didn't I?
Yeah, but I want to go back to the Buddy Riches.
Do you?
Yeah, they're just perfect.
Yeah.
Like, even the West Sides from Vader aren't as perfect.
But they're very close.
They're the exact same.
Yeah.
You might say. But
they are.
The Buddy Riches
close,
has
like.
something. The little child in me that likes the toy.
Yeah.
That's the Buddy Riches.
And then you have a Ludwig Black Beauty, don't you?
Oh yes, and that's the nicest drum.
Yeah,
I love that.
They're
and
beautiful.
Then a DW 9000 with a big fluffy head on it.
Oh, you've got the fluffer.
Oh, it's because I bought it being like, this isn't going to work for Meltybrains enemies, and then I was like, right, let's just use it anyway. And I couldn't I love it. It's so nice.
I actually haven't had one of them on a kit for a long time. I must do that.
I used it on the latest recording with Meltybrains that we did with Rian actually.
Aye.
Yeah, and it just sounds
amazing.
Gorgeous. Yeah, I love it.
Any plans with Enemies to release anything anytime soon?
There's a video made, but I don't know what the plan and when it's coming out. So it's that sort of thing where it's all just working away.
Yeah.
Like there was some songs that we recorded before we went away, and then we've come back. I'm like, I need to redo the drums. I can play.
Really?
I can play them better now because you're tight.
Yeah. It's always that case that you come back from a tour and you're like, but I should have just waited and held off or whatever.
Yeah, so I'd say there's a few I want to do again, just because listening to them, I'm like, I play it different now.
Yeah.
Just from hearing it every night, you hear little bits of like a guitar thing. You're like, wait, I need to hit that.
Yeah.
Where it's not done.
Yeah.
So.
You always notice these things when you're actually out playing these songs live and stuff.
But it's all working away in the background.
And then Meltybrains, obviously, you've recorded a single. Is it just there?
We did one a while ago. So there's like, we're working towards an EP for around October time.
Okay.
And then gonna go tour that around.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And festivals over the summer?
Meltybrains are playing in Imma in a big church there, but that's. 2 rounds of tickets are sold out, but I think there's another one coming at some point. But you have to sign up to the Imma mailing list to find out when they're coming out, because they're just going like crazy.
Yeah.
Because that's with New Jackson and Hauschka.
Oh, this is the who's curating this?
Killian Murphy,
that's right.
Yeah.
I saw something.
We got an email from him and we're like, this is not Killian Murphy. Like someone just fucking with us here. But yeah, turns out it's him. He's a big music fan.
He really is. He came in. He actually he got himself a lovely set of V drums.
Oh, did he?
God. Edit. He got himself a lovely. It was a Yamaha that he bought. Ro.
Brad, that's a talking point.
522, a 5, or if it was a 470.
562.
562. There we go. DTX 562.
I'm going to send him an email about that and be like, I heard you got. I'll give you lessons. There's a friendship.
You to which?
I went to take his address.
Yeah.
And he came up, so I came to take his name. I was like, I know who you are.
Did you say that?
I was like, Killian Murphy.
Yeah. I used to work in a video shop in London. I actually broke him out a little bit.
You're a fanboy.
I'm not even fanboy. This is the truth. I was. Oh, you were. I used to work in a video shop in London, and he lived literally around that area that I worked in, Queen's Park, I think it was, or somewhere around there in London, in West London. West London Central? I don't know. And he used to come in, and his missus used to come in, and it was the most bizarre thing, because I think 28 Days Later was a big deal back then.
Okay.
And I had pretty much just seen it, and this like superstars walking into the shop, like, and they're trying to sort of out, like, just when VHS was like, this is how long ago that was.
Yeah, it's
like,
a while ago.
Yeah. Oh God, show my age now at this point. Let's stop this. Let's stop this. Anyway.
We've also been stopping the thing for about 20 minutes now.
But then the Roisin Murphy used to come in from Maloko. I remember she used to come into the video shop, and I've hated myself to this day. Remember I was saying I have regrets every couple of seconds anyway. But this one thing, she rented a DVD. And what did I say to her when I handed it over?
That's so Roisin Murphy.
No, I said, just bring it back. I actually said that.
I get it.
Do you remember that Maloko tune, Bring It Back?
Oh shit!
Yeah, I actually said that to her.
Or sing it back, whatever you feel.
Yeah, whatever you feel like doing, Ro.
Oh, that's
I don't think she said anything. I think she stormed out in a huff. No, she didn't at all. I think there was kind of acknowledgement of the fact that this idiot had just said something. It was that kind of, that learned polite smile and nod that, Very good. You're very witty. Yeah, or something to that effect. Anyway, nonsense. Long enough.
So that one, Knock and Stocking. Enemies and Meltybrains will play at that one.
Both of them.
That'll be
busy
class.
weekend.
Yeah.
Happy
I
days.
don't know if there's. I don't know what else there is.
Okay. Well, listen. What we'll do is we'll link down below to obviously the couple of bands that you're in. Stop doing that with your face. We'll link with the couple of bands that you're in, and we'll social media and such. Hit us up at Musicmaker Era on Instagram, Musicmaker Era on Twitter, and Musicmaker Dublin on Facebook.
If you want to call Brian from Meltybrains, his phone number is 086 843 9443. There you go.
There you go.
We are at the toilet door of interviews. That's what we are now. There we are. Everyone, drums with Oisín with Micheál Quinn from Enemies, Meltybrains and Slow Skies. Thank you, Micheál. It's been
Pleasure.
a revelation. There it is. Woo!
You walk away then. Bye.
Yeah, bye. Yeah.